Welcome into another episode of the Dug In Podcast. I'm your host, Adrian Lewis. I'm joined by William Maxwell, maybe, and Ben Weingard. Please excuse us tonight. We are having technical difficulties, but that don't matter. We're here to entertain. So follow us on social media at Dug In Pod. Follow us on YouTube, the Dug In Podcast. Like, subscribe. Please ring the bell for notifications when we go live. Tonight, we are talking about the Doctor Strange 2 trailer, and we're going to be going into some great detail about that. But first, let me allow my fellow hosts to introduce themselves and give you their Twitter names.
Hey, I'm Ben Weingard, and I'm at the Iron Knight.
I am William Maxwell, aka Will Ashley Frozen on all social media. BKA Willie Maximoff, BKA Willie Strange, BKA Willie Abender.
Jesus Christ. So, how you feeling, Will? You had you a couple tonight?
I've had a few beers tonight and I'm ready to be dug in on the Doctor Strange podcast. I've watched this trailer at least 5 times. I'm ready to tell the world about it.
All right, let's hop into it then. Let's go. First off, if you haven't watched WandaVision, Loki, What If, yada, 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 go watch it, come back, come listen. Because I don't know why you're here if you haven't. But this trailer had a lot in it. We're not going to go piece by piece on the trailer. We're just going to pick off the bigger points. So I'll start us off with this one question. What is the biggest mystery from this trailer, in your opinion? Like, what did you see or what did you think about that is just leaving you befuddled, confused, lost
I
in the
would go
wind?
ahead and start it off. My biggest thing is who on earth is Wanda fighting in the trailer? I mean, there's a couple scenes in there where she's fighting something. There, people have said it's been Rambo, Monica Rambo. A lot of people have been saying it's an alternate Iron Man. Like, who is she fighting? I have been racking my brain with this since I've seen the trailer. Somebody outrageous is going to be in the movie. I'm just dying to know who it is. What do y'all think?
Yeah, there's been a lot of speculation about that. And there's been rumors of, is it a phantom? Is it her mom? Is it Kang? Is it Kang wearing Iron Man armor? Is it Kang and like a Captain Marvel thing? Is it Captain Marvel? I think one of the most interesting ones that I've heard was that it was Kang in an Iron Man suit using the Tesseract like it was Captain Marvel, like he's using the full power of it. So I don't know. On the close up, and let me see if I can get it up on the stream for you guys. On the close up, it seems like it is a person of African American descent, but you can't really tell. I don't know. It could be someone with, it could be a shadow. It could be Disney editing. But yeah, that's a good one. Who do you want it to be?
Myself, I wouldn't mind if it was an alternate Iron Man. Like I've told you guys before, it would be super duper cheesy if it was Tom Cruise being the multiverse Iron Man. I don't know if I would agree with that too much. I'd be super hyped if it was Robert Downey Jr. If he was coming back to reprise the role. Everybody said he's pretty much done since he got killed off in the game. Spoiler alert, but if you haven't seen it by now, that's your fault. You know, if Robert Downey Jr. pops up in the Multiverse of Madness, I would be super excited. That'd be a moment I'd be in the theater. I'd be like, holy cow. I was not expecting that. But if it's Tom Cruise, like, cheesy, but whatever. I guess it'd still be kind of cool. So he's Mr. Mission Impossible man, but you know, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think the RDJ poll's kind of the big one here. If they bring him back, we get like Spider-Man. Also, spoilers for Spider-Man if you haven't watched that, which I know you want to talk about what we got to watch before. That's definitely a prereq anyway. But Tom Cruise isn't going to have the weight that Stark's going to that Stark. I mean, he's almost synonymous with him now. That Robert Downey Jr. is going to have if he shows up in any of these scenes, even if it's an alternate version of himself. Just to see him come back and play that role is going to get such a loud pop. Where Cruise would be like, okay, I'll golf clap to that. Like, neat. Not going to be the same weight.
I think if they bring back Robert Downey Jr., it kind of cheapens Endgame for us. I get it. We want him back. He was great. I just feel like it's taking something away from all of that sacrifice. And there was different ways of people speculating how to bring him back, like the whole barf technology, have him as a hologram, or have him basically have a new type of body that has his AI mind or something like that. But I like the fact that they kind of teased that his kid was super smart, and I thought they were going to go that route. Like she would be, the next Iron Man or something like that. But I don't know. If it's Robert Downey Jr., I don't know how they keep it under wraps. There's no way. But hey, Ben, how about you? What do you think? Biggest mystery of the trailer?
I think it's what do they fold into this? We heard Patrick Stewart in the online trailer where they kind of buried that lead a little bit. What are they bringing to us? This seems to be their opening into getting whatever they want that was Fox originally into the MCU. So do we get X-Men now? Are they going to pull a House of M storyline? We've seen them do other storylines from the comics and do them well. Fan favorites, less favorites. We pretty much just got Brand New Day and Spider-Man. So what do they bring in for us going forward? I don't know. Do we start to see Fantastic Four, even if it's an alternate universe one? We've already kind of had some little Easter eggs of that in the last Spider-Man movie. The Phase 4 logo on whatever the subway he flies by kind of looks like the Fantastic Four logo. I just think it's going to be one of those old Fox properties coming in high into this MCU.
See, my main thing is, like, everybody is talking about the trailer. Professor X, that was definitely his voice. So we know the X-Men are coming. But with the death of Iron Man and everything behind that, I think the next logical thing, if they want to follow the story or the comics or something like that, it would have to be Moon Knight. Moon Knight, and I believe it would be what I want to say. I'm trying to articulate my thought here. I want to be wrong. Moon Knight, and possibly, so we got X-Men, Moon Knight, and then we have the alternate universe of Iron Man, or the alternate Iron Man coming in.
I know you want to bring in Gambit.
What can lie
I know you want to bring
Gambit. See, I don't know.
in.
I feel like they could have done Gambit early on. Like, I don't feel like we need the multiverse to bring in Gambit. You tell me.
Hey, I think. Look, if you got the panel right, and I'll share it in the stream. We're looking at the panel right, and we have for sure Mordu's up there, and you could tell because he attacks him later on in the trailer with that kind of spear sword thing that he has. And we got Professor X. I mean, could we have a version of Stark? Could we have Reed Richards? Could we have some kind of combination of multi-world X-Men or something like that? I think if you're going to bring in X-Men, it has to be someone high-powered on that council. and the only other person that's of that much power is Magneto, right? I mean, they can't bring in Jean Grey. I understand she's powerful, but you can't bring her in. She's
Please,
been
please don't. I'm done seeing Phoenix. Don't keep it away. Leave it alone.
Whoa. Relax. Phoenix is one of the strongest mutants to ever grace the
I
screen.
listen.
yeah, she graced it
Okay,
like
I understand that.
twice, and they
Yeah,
stuck.
it was the same story by the same writer twice. How did we let that happen? I don't need to see that story for another like 15 years.
I,
Build it up
I get
slow.
you. I
All right,
get you. I understand, but Phoenix is. This is a PG-13 podcast. She
no,
is
no,
pretty
let it
much
fly,
King
let it fly.
Dingling of the Marvel Universe.
Hey man, that's R. We just talking about 13.
Said Dingling. I could have used a lot worse word.
Hey,
Dingling is PG-13.
yes,
But
she's
the
the
thing that
strongest, but
I was gonna say the thing
who
that
are the
MCU
leaders?
does best though is the build up to these characters. We don't need that right now. Give me the stuff I already know. Professor X can already be Professor X. Nobody's surprised by that. Keep it simple. Magneto can already be Magneto. Plus, you get the family connection. Like I said, we already have House of M. They can always wrap that back up. So I just don't. We don't need that yet. Save her for later when you need more characters. You need more story later on, and then build her up correctly instead of just, whoop, we're doing Phoenix again. Here comes Dark Phoenix again for the fifth time. Build it up. Give it some time. Give it some breath.
So I don't think Phoenix should show up in this movie at all. Like I think that'll come down the road, and like they're dipping their feet in pretty much the X-Men pool since it's been on like Fox and Sony and all that so long. So I don't expect to see a whole bunch of X-Men like super duper lore in this movie. I think Professor X is the perfect, we're gonna, tease it to the fans. We'll dip our feet in the water. We'll give you Professor X. That'll probably be the only X-Men we see in this movie, but it'll set up for, pretty much Phase 4. We'll get X-Men, Fantastic Four, stuff like that.
So here's the thing: Kevin Feige's in control, right? We have he initially started working on Marvel back when X-Men the first one came out in what 2003 or something like that. I need a fact check on this. I need to know what role he is. But he did work on X1, X2, and then moved on to create the MCU, I believe. So if he's going to bring someone back, it's going to be someone from that lineage of movies. The first part, Professor X. But what was the other X-Men related most powerful movie that's out there? So you got Days of Future Past, where they do a
Days of Future
multiverse
Past.
travel,
Yep.
and I think with that one, you can bring in the Magneto of that time. You can bring in a character that they probably liked that doesn't have to be recast. But that's the thing, like how many people are going to be recast for X-Men roles? Like is if you bring them in, you have to be dedicated to them for a while, or they do the whole Terrence Howard thing where you just get blipped out randomly and replaced by Don Cheadle. So
See, that's the thing. I think with this movie, since the multiverse creates so many things that you can do. Like they have every excuse in the world to bring back anybody they want because they have the multiverse storyline already introduced to the crowd of people such as us. So they can literally do anything they want. I think it'll be the heavy hitters. It'll be Professor X. It'll probably be Wolverine with Hugh Jackman. And it'll probably be, let's say, a Deadpool like Ryan Reynolds. They're going to
if
bring out like the big guns to do it because it's a multiverse. So you've already created, a way to bring all these people back. So It could be anybody for this movie, and it could set up so much for the future going forward.
Yeah, and I kind of joked in our chat on the side that Deadpool was coming in, but a lot of people are starting to run with it. And Ryan Reynolds was asked straight up about it, and he said, "I probably shouldn't say anything about that. I am not in the movie. I'm not in the movie." And I was like, "Uh huh."
That sounds
That's what he's gonna
familiar.
say anyway. Yeah, that's what he's gonna say anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds
So
real familiar. Same thing Andrew Garfield said for Spider Man.
yeah. So they know how to, hide it all. And the only reason why Deadpool was trending was because of this image that I'm gonna put on our stream here in a second. It basically shows Deadpool doing his little finger shush, and it kind of reflects that in an image. And there's some weird scientific word about this where you see human faces and things that aren't really demonstrating anything of significance. And I think that's what we're doing. But we know Disney edits out stuff. They edited out the Spider-Man in the trailer, and that was obvious. Clearly, on all these shards of glass, there are different Wandas. There's different Doctor Stranges. There's a Captain Carter shield in one of them, so we know she's coming. And I mean, for this one, it just kind of looks like Deadpool doing his little pose. So I don't know.
And side note to all of this, like to piggyback on this, how is Disney so bad at putting out these trailers? Like when they put out, or I guess, so let's say, Spider Man with the multiverse. They put out that trailer, and within probably an hour of that trailer being
An
released,
hour?
every
An hour?
not even an hour,
20 seconds.
15 to 20 seconds, they already figured out, like, hey, there's this invisible thing hitting
The lizard.
the lizard. Like,
Yeah.
what on earth? Like, what do they do? Like, did they do that on purpose, or they're like, hey, nobody's gonna be crazy enough to, figure this out,
Hey,
or
man.
it's B, hey, let's throw this in there and let these maniacs figure out this thing. Like, y'all tell me, because it just seems insane to me.
Yeah, and I think that that kind of moves us into the trailer. Like, what was edited out? What was, why did they give us Patrick Stewart's voice like we didn't recognize it? Like we grew up with him for 20 years, 20 plus years. He's in everything. Like even the old guys, the Gen Xers grew up with his voice. They know it.
That's my thing. Like, X-Men has been out. When did the first X-Men come out? 2001? 2002?
I don't know. Our fact checkers
2000 on the dot.
2000 on the dot. Like, they know that we know this voice. So
I
they
mean,
have,
he's been Captain Picard since '88. Like he is a prominent voice. He does voice acting work all the time. He's been in a Ninja Turtles movie for God's sakes. Like people know his voice. That was intentional. Now the thing is he going to be in it? Are they going to pull a fast one by like giving us McAvoy instead? Are they going to bother with any of it? Are they going to completely recast, but they get you hooked on that? But like, why are you dropping that much money for Patrick Stewart in a trailer? Like, he didn't do it for free. It wasn't old dialogue, was it? I think it was new stuff.
Yeah. So that's interesting because, they kind of pulled this with WandaVision where they bring in a Fox character and it was kind of like, oh, gotcha. He's, Jake Bonner. He's just, a random character. He's not really Quicksilver or anything from the X-Men.
Yep. Okay, but now, hold on. Now, what if that was a seed to bring us to this? And that actually was all these people getting pissed off about a plot line, and now you get them in the movie. We get an oh shit moment, like, oh man, that was actually sowing some seeds for later. How was that almost going to be a year later at that point, right?
Yeah. So what's the theory behind that? So you got like that was really an X-Men. whoever's pulling the strings is trying to keep Wanda from getting her kids or something like that. And then, that'll be Kang, or that'll be, Supreme Iron Man or the Illuminati or whatever. They view Wanda as the enemy. And then we got a, Wanda versus everybody kind of deal, which is something I would like to see, but it's going to be sad because, we all feel for Wanda. But
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, it's checks and balances. Like Wanda knows too much. Like she, you can hear your kids in an alternate universe. It's like, hey, all right, like somebody like Kane and spoilers, the TBA and spoilers, like the Watcher. Like, hey, this chick over here, she can hear what's going on and something that she has no business hearing. It's like, all right, we need to nip this in the bud now. Like, you
yeah,
can't, it's just a thing. Like, you've gotten too powerful. Hey, let's check this. Like Doctor Strange, if you watch the What If series, spoiler alert, like, I literally brought somebody back from the dead. Like, hey, that's too powerful. We need to go ahead and nip this in the bud now. Like, I feel like all that's going to get checked in this movie.
yeah, and I mean, eventually we're going towards Young Avengers, Secret Wars, that kind of deal, right? They brought in
Yeah.
Kang. It's got to be someone going against Kang, and that was Young Avengers in the comics. So that means Wanda's going to get her kids one way or another. So we'll just have to see. Any last words on this? Because we got a lot to get to.
Hey, I'm just excited to see it. I'm not going to elaborate too much. At this point, are Wanda's kids even real? We can get in a whole different kind of worms, but I'm gonna leave it alone until this movie comes out.
Oh God, Mephisto.
Oh man. You say his name 3 times, he's gonna pop up in one of these shows at some point.
Oh,
It's
man.
Mephisto.
So
Remember when he was the rat in the background? That was fun. Remember that? And then they literally alluded to it just to piss everybody off. That show, WandaVision was. We'll talk about that. We have to talk about that another time. Maybe when season 2 comes out. But my God, what a troll job that show was repeatedly. And I think everything's gonna get paid off in this movie, which is even better.
yeah,
I hope it does. I hope it
It
gets
will.
paid off.
It will. There's no way they set all that up. Oh boy.
well, in WandaVision, the Doctor and one of the vision or dreams that she had, which was like the commercial breaks between the scenes, was supposed to be Doctor Strange as the Doctor, but they scrapped it. So it's supposed to be leading to.
Well, I
this
think that was a
moment.
COVID thing too, though. I don't think it was a scrap
Yeah.
story, though, was it? I don't think
Yeah.
he could do it. I think that was the
Yeah.
problem.
Right, and the
Even
voice
Beth
was
was
supposed to
supposed to be
be
in it.
him, and yeah, it was supposed to be a little bit deeper, but like everything, COVID ruined everything. So, but let's hop into our next question. Who do you think the antagonist of the film will be? I'll go first. I think it's gonna be Wanda.
Yeah.
See, my thing is, everybody says it's going to be Wanda, and that may be true. But what I'm thinking is it's going to be Wanda's variant. I don't think it'll be Wanda herself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
we kind of see a picture of Wanda kind of, trying to soothe herself
yeah, in the house.
in the house.
Westview
Yeah.
house.
And it looks
Yeah.
like after a big fight, because it's kind of like, she's kind of bloody already.
yeah. My
Yeah.
thing is like I think these characters have been made too wholesome. Like they have their flaws, but at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, they're heroes. So I don't think that it's going to make a hero all of a sudden the villain. So that they have the room of the multiverse to make this alternate Wanda, which we've seen in the trailer. She has the blood on her face and all that. I believe it'll be the variant of Wanda that'll be the villain. What do y'all think?
Yeah, see, I disagree with both of you. I think that's another misdirect too, where they even give her the speech of, "If I did this, I'm the villain, but if you do it, you're a hero." when she talks to Strange, and I think that's really, they're kind of trying to bring it from the woman side of things too, where it is typically a woman. If a woman does something, it's a problem. If a man does something, what a hero he is. He fixed this whole situation. So I think they're going to
Yeah.
play on that. They haven't made her this very strong, independent character. They literally took away her brother in the first movie to make her a more independent character, and it kind of sucks that they're killing characters around her. But it's about time that a bunch of male characters die around a woman, so I think that's fine anyway. But I think that's the misdirect. You might be right. Maybe it's a variant or something else. I think she's still going to be a driving force in this movie because of, I say selfishness, but I don't think that's fair either. She's going to be looking for her children. So, I mean, how much can you blame a mother for looking for her children, even if they're real or not, if they're alternate universe versions or not? But I think the my take on a wild guess is it's going to be Strange himself, and I don't mean alternate version Strange. It's Strange cleaning up the mess that he made, just like in the first one. That's a character arc of this version of Stephen Strange. He's done something too much. He needs to clean up his mess. How does he become a hero while also doing that and maybe breaking the rules a little bit too much? And my obvious answer is it's definitely Mordo. Like, there's no reason they show it to us. They built him up in the last movie. I said this when we broke down the trailer briefly last week, but you got such a great actor playing him. Why it's going to be Mordo? Like, just let him do his thing. Either he's the one pulling all the strings, or he comes back at the end to kind of do it. But he'll be the main villain, I think.
And my thing with this, I have before I'm sorry to cut you off, but how do we know that Wanda messed up more than Doctor Strange did? Like, my thing is, like, Doctor Strange cast a spell to make everybody forget about Spider-Man. Wanda went and pretty much brainwashed a whole city just because her boyfriend died. Like, who is more evil here? That's kind of my question.
But see, you already kind of exposed yourself in the way you explained it. You just said like Wanda brainwashed the entire city just because of her, boyfriend, but you didn't mention that in a way where Doctor Strange just brainwashed an entire world where Spider-Man and Peter Parker don't exist.
That's what I'm saying. That's my
That's
like
that's
who.
but the
Like,
the way
which one is more evil?
but the way it came off,
Like,
it was like Wanda was worse off.
everybody's painting Wanda as this whole villain. She's going to be the menace in this new movie. But Doctor Strange is the guy that has brainwashed the entire planet to forget about Spider-Man.
And on top of that,
in the
I would say
trailer,
on top of that
we
too,
already
even
see. Yeah, go ahead.
I would say even from WandaVision though, how much of it was her own doing? Like, there's a lot of strings being pulled in the back with Agatha and all that too. She's not really necessarily in control of everything until the very end. She's being manipulated a lot by all of these different parts. So I don't know. Like, Strange knew what he was doing. He was just kind of showboating, I guess. But Wanda might not be as much in control as we're giving her credit for.
Yeah. So here's the thing. We talked about it a little bit. We touched on it, but I want to dive deeper. I don't want this point to get lost. The only reason why they put that line in there was because it's the women's plight. It's the women's fight ever since the beginning of time. You got the story of Adam and Eve. Who was the villain in Adam and Eve?
Yep.
I mean, you just keep going from that point. You throw women under the bus for everything. And I think this is going to be that misdirect, like you said, because we see it in the trailer. We see Defender Strange at the beginning. Ponytail Strange, 2 white stripes, old silver 50-year-old Strange or whatever he is. Silver Fox Strange.
Defender.
Yeah, you see him at the beginning. And I'm going to transition to it on the stream. You see him in the beginning. He's kind of like loose and he's getting sucked into the portal. I think he's dead at this point.
Oh,
I think something happened where, you know, this was already a lost cause. Defender Strange is gone, and he
Like
gets
they're picking off these alternate universe stranges or something. Like is Moto
right.
going through and just clipping the leaves of the other stranges now that he found the multiverse or something? That'd be kind of big. Too many sorcerers, man.
We already got the visual of Wanda clipping the branches off of her orchid tree, and you know that's what the TVA did. Why can't someone else do the same thing?
Yeah.
So I think
Hey, and
Defender
we've already
Strange.
seen, like, I don't know if you guys have done a deep dive into it, but we got Bloody Wanda talking to the the Wanda that we know in the costume. And maybe everybody's saying that, well, not everybody's saying, but I don't know if y'all read the articles, but I have.
Everybody's
The
saying it.
different,
Everybody
the different
knows it.
articles that everybody's saying, quote unquote, that the Bloody Wanda was the one or the alternate Wanda that has actually killed everybody that was in the town instead of setting them free. I
What if
mean, maybe
what
that
if
will be the evil Wanda that everybody's fighting.
what if she's the one that killed Thanos and actually got to him from at the end of Infinity War?
Yeah.
That would be insane.
You
Well,
know, she prevents the snap, and you know her vision's still dead, everything else, but that's that one. She's just a ruthless killer.
yeah.
That would be incredible.
And here's the thing about Wanda. I mean, in the comics, she is a Nexus being. That means she goes from timeline to timeline, and she's mostly kind of the same person. She has different story arcs and different things happen to her, but it all comes down to she wants her kids, she can't have her kids, and then she tries everything in her power to get her kids. That's what most of the storylines come down to. So if she's taken over different versions of Strange, like evil Wanda is taking over Strange's and turning them into something from the Darkhold, because we see the Darkhold in this movie. And Strange is like trying to put back a spell and back into the Darkhold. Like, so what if she's trying to manipulate this Strange into becoming one of her henchmen to control time and do something for her that's outside the boundaries of her power?
Well, see, what I think about it is, and I try to keep this in perspective. Like, it's Doctor Strange too, so I feel like Doctor Strange is the hero that this movie's going to be centered around. So Doctor Strange has his own issues too. It would be super weird if they kind of like used Wanda to be kind of the main, I'd say, I don't know the right word, but protagonist, antagonist in this movie when it's a Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, I
I
agree
feel
with
like
you
it's going to
here.
be more. It's going to be more about him than it is Wanda at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's like Civil War too. Civil War has all these other characters, and you see everybody popping up, and it's Avengers 2.5. But at the end of the day, you're following Cap around. That's just the end of it, you know. And that's
Yeah,
fine. It's a great movie, and I love it. But I think you're right. We're gonna get a lot more Strange, whether it's with himself or with Wong or him battling Mordo, whatever. And Wanda's gonna be along for the ride. She's gonna be important, but yeah, she can't be the driving factor. It would be the Wanda Maximoff movie. I don't like she has just as much at this point. Scarlet Witch has just as much sway at this point as Doctor Strange.
So
yeah.
hold on. We are deep. We are knee deep. People, if you like the video, like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. My
Not
God.
only are we knee deep, we're dug in.
Dug in. Stay on
So
brand, bro. Come on.
Hashtag
so
dug in.
so we talked about Defender
Velociraptor style.
Strange. Oh my God, not the Velociraptor. Don't bring the Velociraptor back.
You can't put the Velociraptors back in the box. That's what we've learned out of Jurassic Park.
Strange.
Life finds a way, my friend.
We try to, you know, talk about the villain of this movie, but we literally get a scene of a zombie Doctor Strange casting spells, and it looks like it was that zombie was formed from the deterioration of whatever world that it was in. It's that same black ink kind of nastiness that's there. And we get a frame of him fighting against somebody on a mountaintop. So, I mean, it could be easy for us to speculate and say Wanda's the villain, Wanda's like the villain, but they outright show us like, hey, Defender Strange is now turned, he died and he's turned evil. So,
I mean, but if you've been following What If, then we know why that's the case.
well, that's the thing. We have so many different versions of Strange in this trailer that we have. Let's start off. So we have Defender Strange. And then right after that is another Doctor Strange that has healed hands. Remember, his hands are still scarred at the end of the first movie and in Infinity War and Endgame. Like, he still has the markings on his hand. And they show a frame of him holding up his hands to his face, and it has none of those markings. So that's 2. And then we get Doctor Strange in his normal outfit, red and blue. And then we later on see there's a patch missing from the cape that's patched with blue. Then we get Strange in cuffs with all blue. Like, he has no more cape. So this could be another version. And then we get Strange going through the timelines with America Chavez. And one of the frames it looks like an animated frame. Like, they're straight up going from dinosaurs to Jurassic Park right into the like what if animation of a universe. And then finally we end with the zombie Doctor Strange. I think we're getting so many Doctor Strange variants in here.
You missed the other one. They have the one from What If. They have the evil one. It's in the trailer.
Yeah, he's in there. Yeah, he's like,
can you imagine, like you just said it too, what if the scene is that they open up that dimension, it's cartoon, and it's him, and he steps through and turns live action, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit style or something? Like,
man.
What a scene that would be. What a commitment that would be if they did that.
That would be wild. I couldn't even imagine the audience reaction to that.
It would be so crazy.
Oh, man. But, here's the thing. There's going to be a lot of speculation. So I want to kind of get to some of the, what if situations here. So we have, of course, the show What If and the other Disney Plus movies. How do those movies cross over into this one? Or how do those shows cross over into this movie? Like, are we going to see a Loki variant? Are we going to see the main cinematic universe Loki?
I think that's what they're hiding in the trailer. Like, they didn't put him in the trailer, but I'm pretty sure that Loki will be in this movie. Because there's no way that you're going to put Kang in there without Loki. Loki introduced us to Kang, pretty much in the Marvel show. So
Yep, the
Loki
Thor
showing
Ragnarok
up.
crossover too, where Strange popped up in their movie. It's not outside the possibility. These two are already connected anyway, and like you said, now we got the Loki show. There's no way he's not in it if you get Kang, unless we're not getting Kang here. But that's a weird drop to then have to wait till season 2 when this seems like the perfect time to bring him in. This seems like what all the shows that we're dealing with that kind of stuff we're dealing with.
Yep. I agree, because you're going to have to Kang was introduced in a Disney Plus show. You got to upgrade his level to the, that Thanos level threat, that next phase 4 major threat. And, him being in the show, like, for us, doesn't diminish that. But for a majority of the fans going to see the movie, you got to upgrade him and show off his power. I think they have to bring Kang in, and maybe Loki, to prove a point that Loki's just going to mess everything up, and Kang's going to capitalize. He's just going to sit on the sideline and capitalize. I don't know. it's something that I would like to see, like the what if characters come in. I want to see Captain Carter. I want to see, like you said, that version, that dark version of Doctor Strange step into the real world and maybe get a second chance at Christina or Christine. It's Christine, right?
Yeah.
Christine. Yep, Christine.
And who even says he's the bad guy too? We've seen him as evil, but what if he's also another Strange who, man, I've made all these mistakes, I need to fix it. And now it's come crashing down, and it's his universe that we see come crashing down. You know, you said the ink one and all that, but who said he's the bad guy? Like, what if he's a good guy too?
He's not bad. He's just he was misguided, and he had to pay the consequence. Right? He had to pay the price.
Right.
So
Like, is this
he
the price?
paid a very heavy price. His universe is dead. DA, not DA. Oh, that word was messed up.
Dead.
D, dead.
Can you make it can you make it a 5-letter word for Wordle tomorrow?
Can I make it? Hold on, let me try. Give me.
oh god, we lost him. DA dead.
X out of 6. You just failed that one.
Oh man. All right, but yeah, man. We got Defender Strange dying, Defender Strange as a zombie, like madness. Wanda's out there. I think that Orchid is that little plane that she's on is fake because we see that when she's talking to Strange in like several scenes later in the trailer, she's in her Scarlet Witch outfit with the crown and everything, but he's still in the same clothes as when he arrived. So those moments have to be close. And that means that, she's over here pruning branches. That's all for show.
Well, we know that because we saw at the end of WandaVision when he comes Mary Poppinsing in when they edited that in, the little who floated in from the...
No. They said that was a flare or like a effects mess up that they had to fix. So
of him floating in, the shape of him floating in. But we know she's even besides the joke that we had there, she's up in the woods somewhere, right? She's in like a mountainside cabin by herself, reading the Darkhold while also cooking some Easy Mac or whatever on the stove. Like, clearly she's not anywhere where that field is. That looks like it's back in Westview or something. Unless she's like, this is what I did for the town to like help it out because I feel really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem like that is real. It seems like that's her mind palace or something.
Yeah, and
Wanda is knee deep in the Harry Potter books. Knee deep.
Yeah, I think Wanda at the end of WandaVision was like, and I thought it would be perfect if she was back where Sokovia was, like where what's his name from Black Panther wanted to kill him because he killed his dad. What is his name?
Zemo.
Zemo.
Baron
Zemo. Zemo. Okay, I need to get that right. Zemo.
Baron Zemo. Yeah.
Like they kind of showed like the same area, and it was kind of like around water, and, these trees. It's kind of mountainous kind of area, kind of deal. I thought that was a similar place to where she ended up in WandaVision, and which would be perfect because that's kind of like her situation. That's where she turned. So, but yeah, it's all for show. She's reading that book front to back.
I have a question. Maybe it's a dumb question, and maybe it's a very easy answer. How did Doctor Strange find Wanda so fast in that area?
I have no clue. Like he's got
putting out so much magic he can just sense it or something. I'm sure her astral projecting while reading the most dangerous book ever.
Yes,
Wanda is very powerful herself. So I would imagine that she would just duck off into some random area where nobody can find her. And Doctor Strange was just just that powerful to where he was like, "Hey, Wanda, I need your help on this."
Yeah.
Well, maybe she wasn't in the right. I mean, she's not in the best state of mind, where maybe that's not her priority. She wanted to go look for her kids, and also she just like had an entire town in New Jersey under her spell, and nobody came to do anything about it. So she's like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? Strange, She does. I don't know if you know Strange all that well, and I don't think she cares about him until he comes to find her.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the first trailer that we got, says he's not here to talk about Westview. And he makes it straightforward, like there's something bigger going on. But the point I was trying to make
Which
was,
is another can of worms. Like, hey, you knew Westview was happening, and you just kind of like, not my
Yeah.
problem.
yeah,
He was too busy for something. I guess
Yeah.
making
Getting-
a high
getting
school
his
student
house ready.
get into college or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
What was his reason?
Something to that effect.
So it's interesting because Doctor Strange going to Wanda could be the same way Wong found Shang-Chi at the end of Shang-Chi, because the bracelets were putting off that cosmic energy kind of deal, and they kind of started tracing it. That could be how Doctor Strange found Wanda. So
You're getting into another can of worms. There's no way that Shang-Chi would show up in this movie, would he?
nah,
There's
I think
no
this
way.
is above his head.
Yeah, but why do the post-credit scene where Wong comes and finds him? Why is Wong in his movie? What's the point? Also, it's above his head. He was riding on dragons, dude. What are you talking about?
Hey,
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
I mean, but he's not a magic user, so I mean, he's going to be severely underpowered unless he goes against someone in hand-to-hand combat again. I
The
mean,
man
He had
showed
the
up
10
on a
rings.
dragon.
hey
He showed
man,
up on a dragon.
The
Was
dragon-
that dragon shiny?
the dragon, he ain't no
In
Gyarados.
the fourth quarter, all right? The Mandarin blew a fourth quarter lead, and nobody wants to talk about it. Why are we so cowardly to talk about this?
What's going on here? Was that dragon shiny?
So, no, I mean, if you look at Shang-Chi in that movie, it's very kind of local, where he has his entire struggle until the very end credit scene, where he kind of gets mixed in, and Carol Danvers is like, "I'm out." Banner's like, "I'm out." At that point, are we going to see Abomination in Doctor Strange? I mean, we do get to see a really cool character from the comics. Hang on, transitioning in the stream, we get to see the Minotaur, Rentra from the comics, which is kind of wild to see, because he's his own little stand-up character in the Doctor Strange universe. But like, there has to be a bunch of cameos in here. There has to be,
Why
Just-
do the multiverse if you're not? What's the point? Why
Right.
why open this can of worms that's confusing to the average viewer? Now you've had 3 shows. You gave them a Spider-Man movie that's like, guys, look, you understand this, right? This is the basic whiteboard stuff. Now we're gonna open up Pandora's box to do whatever we want. Drop Patrick Stewart in the damn trailer. And you think we're not going to get cameos at this point? Why isn't Shang-Chi going to be in this movie? Even for a second, to show him off to the side. Who cares? Like,
Or
it
have
doesn't
him-
make
Yes.
sense. Give
Have
me
him-
everybody.
100%. It's 100% happening. They have their excuse. This is the multiverse. We've got 3 Spider-Mans that have been 100 years apart showing up in the movie. We've got the shows that have all these people showing up out of nowhere. We've got Kang, who is the master of time, showing up. Somebody's showing up in this movie that we're not expecting.
That was a good Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin impression. I don't know if that's what you were going for
Master
or
of
not.
time. Yeah.
Is
that
the
was
man
nice.
is the Mandarin shiny?
Please subscribe for our Pokemon Go stream coming on the February 26th. We'll be streaming from our phones.
Yeah, Willie Icy Frozen, aka Will Ketchum, aka Will Shiny, aka Will Red.
Oh, that's what we're gonna do. We gotta post that. You're lucky I didn't take that video and post it earlier. If you want to be red here, I don't know if that's. We're getting off on a tangent, but I whooped his ass this morning, so that's all that matters. Anyway, continue with
Hey,
Doctor Strange.
you know, that's a whole different podcast. I'm going to let you have that. That's a whole different podcast.
Yeah, man. So let's get back on track here. We got so many characters coming in, but I mean, we saw it. I don't know if you guys saw the Peacemaker finale yet.
No, I didn't. I got to catch up on that too.
Oh man.
I will not spoil that because it just came. I won't spoil it.
But I mean,
We'll do a deep dive. I will catch up, and we'll do a deep dive on that show too.
I mean, the way they did that was something I think is very close to how this movie's going to go. So, for the first time, I feel like
Peacemaker is
DC.
incredible, by the way. Go see that.
Yeah, I think DC did a good job with Peacemaker. I think that's the way to go. And
What
I'm not
wild,
even
what a
a
wild
DC
sentence
fan.
too.
Yeah, I'm not even a DC fan. Go see Peacemaker.
go watch Peacemaker. There's HBO. Just sit on your
For-
couch for like.
$14.99 a month. Go do that.
All right, so we get one scene of American Chavez, right? And we kind of see her running around for the rest of the trailer, but her power is to go through different universes, and American Chavez is the key to the Young Avengers. We said it on our last broadcast. Like, she is the one that brings them back and forth throughout all these timelines. So, how much Chavez are we getting this movie? Like, is this something that we should expect to see her in and out in the movie, you know, for like 20, 30 minutes out of the 2.5 hours that it's going to be?
I think we get a Spider-Man level. I already said Civil War. We get a Spider-Man from Civil War. There's going to be enough of her. They got to at least probably give you some sort of origin to her. But if she's Young Avengers, it almost feels like we're getting a show for Young Avengers at this point. You know, you have Hawkeye changing hands. You have the new Black Widow. Now we're going to get America Chavez. Who knows if we, you know, I'm sure they'll change up the team a little bit. Like you said, we're probably going to get Wanda's kids, but I think it's enough to get her involved, to kind of introduce her, but enough to leave me wanting more answers about her, which is what we got out of Spider-Man, like in Civil War. You just know the character, so.
I mean, do you guys really want me to talk about this? Because we're going to have to insert my nerdfish gift from SpongeBob, and I can get really deep into this.
This is a safe
But
place.
I think
This is a safe
I
place.
think
Let it go.
we're going to see a lot of America Chavez. My thing is, how are they going to introduce her? Because America Chavez, she was supposed to be, I believe, she's supposed to be in Hawkeye. But I don't think they added her in there. We know that. Well, I don't know if everybody knows. Spoiler alert: America Chavez is a member of Shield. America Chavez eventually, I won't say eventually because the comics do a whole bunch of stuff, but she is a version of Captain America. Spoiler alert: like, America Chavez is very important to the Marvel universe, especially with her powers that she can, she's pretty much a main kind of hero of this multiverse thing. So I'm interested to see how they're going to introduce her. Like, America Chavez has had fights with Captain Marvel, who at this point is probably the most powerful Marvel hero that we have on screen. So I wonder how they're going to introduce her. Like, does Doctor Strange just trip and fall into America Chavez, or does he already know who she is? I'm waiting to see how they introduce her to the MCU, because she's definitely going to be a huge part of Phase 4. So that's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah, and here's the thing about America Chavez. Her origin is so weird that I don't think you can just throw that on the screen real quick and just gloss over it. She kind of mentions like her parents are these super beings or something like that. But unless they do a TV show with her, is she supposed to be in the She-Hulk show?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it. I mean, that it she probably maybe, but I haven't seen anybody say anything about it because her origin is outrageous. Like she's pretty much
Our fact
she's
checker says no.
uh,
Yeah,
damn near
no,
Superman.
she's not listed yet. Who
Yeah.
knows? But like, you know, things can change because this show isn't even coming out for who the hell knows at this point. They said mid 2022, but they also might be hiding that she's in there, you know, until after we get Strange. I'll say this though, you know, I'm not too familiar with the character myself. I know you guys are definitely way more than I am, but we've seen the Marvel movies change origins all the time. They pull from the Ultimate comics. They just kind of make new stuff up. It's not a big deal. I'm sure they'll put something down. Who? What if they put her in with Eternals? Maybe they throw that in instead and kind of drop out some of the other stuff they haven't introduced yet. I'm not saying that's the best part, but who knows? Like we don't know what they're going to weave together to keep that tapestry going. You know, it's
Yeah.
just we've seen it before. There's precedent for it. It wouldn't be the craziest thing if they don't follow the comics.
Yeah,
Yeah, her story kind of intertwines with um she's more of a she ties in with Loki more than anything else. So which spoiler alert if you go back and look at some of the comics and stuff. She's more tied into Loki's story to it. So she could definitely be introduced. But if she's gonna be in this movie, I I already think Loki's gonna be in this movie as well. So I
yeah,
think they'll probably tie her in that way.
yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, just remember this is a movie series that still hasn't told us how Spider-Man became Spider-Man. I really wish we knew, and it just bothers me that we don't have any origin story for him. So maybe we'll get a good
For
one for her.
Spider
Anyways.
Man?
Yeah, how did he
They
become Spider-Man? They didn't tell us in
they
these
He
did.
got
movies. You know
bit
what I'm
by a
saying?
spider.
He did.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding because
But
we
he
had
did.
4 movies that have been. Yeah, he mentions it for a second. I know
Hey,
it was a joke.
but he
Move on,
did.
thing.
But he did.
Goodness gracious.
Regardless of the facts, Ben is dug in.
Dug in.
He is dug in.
So, listen, we got the Illuminati. It's weird. It's something very
Dun,
different.
dun, 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 dun.
You
Wait a
hate
minute,
Star
that's
Wars. You
that's
hate.
Star Wars best song.
Oh my God, is that his music? It's Darth Vader. What a crossover that would be.
Oh my god. So we get the Illuminati and we kind of mentioned it. I kind of mentioned it before. What is who is on this board? Like we had the TVA and we had like this fake panel of people and it kind of led up to, you know, we thought we were going to see the what is it, the timekeepers or something like that? But they were turned out to be robots, and then it led to Kang. Like, who is on this board? Because if the multiverse is upside down right now, I'm expecting an all evil board. Maybe Patrick Stewart isn't the Patrick Stewart from the X-Men line that we know and love. Maybe he's one from where he killed all the mutants, and he's the only one left.
Or Wanda did.
Or Wanda did.
Oh, all right, here we go.
No more
So
mutants.
the Illuminati, the Illuminati of the Marvel Universe, and you know the Marvel Universe. There's a million different versions of whatever story they try to tell, but the main parts of the Illuminati, we have Namor, who is the king of Atlantis.
Movie coming soon. Mentioned in Iron
Yep.
Man 2, I believe, at the end.
Absolutely. Yep. Believe it or not, Tony Stark is a part of the Illuminati. So we'll see if we get the alternate Tony Stark or the Tony Stark we know and love.
Also shown And
Yep.
when he was messing with his phone, there was an Illuminati app on his phone.
It,
Iron Man
okay.
2.
Yeah, okay, you follow me. Reed Richards is number 3. Fantastic Four.
John Krasinski.
We
Said
get
that last week.
all right. We get the third member, who is Reed Richards. Fantastic Four. The fourth member is Black Bolt, who is a part of the Inhumans. I don't know if
Inhumans
y'all ever-
crossover. Finally, we've all been waiting for it. That show is so great. Bring it in. Let's go.
We get-
Oh no!
We, yep. We get Professor X, Charles Xavier, who you all know who is the voice in the trailer. And guess who is the last member of the Illuminati? Do you guys know?
I do. I'll let Adrian guess first.
Do you know, Adrian?
Who do we got? We got.
We
So
got
we got-
Stark.
Stark.
We got Professor X.
Namor, Tony Stark,
Black
Reed
Panther.
Richards, Black Bolt,
Black
and
Panther.
Professor X.
Black Panther. And since
Nope.
Chadwick Boseman died, he was definitely part of it in
Panther is one of them. Yes.
He is at one point in a different story, kind of a different time. But I'm talking about the original members.
Yeah, I would guess Black Panther. Who is it?
Doctor Strange
So you
is one of the
saying
original members. So the
yeah.
question is,
Defender Strange? Defender Strange has to be that original member, right?
Or
Sorcerer Supreme Strange is actually one of the original members.
did we get that evil one? Maybe he's jumping universes and had to do something. And he's the one that starts it up. But we got an alternate universe Strange on there for sure. The one that I'm thinking, because I think they keep that Panther connection on there, because I know Black Panther was on it at some point. You're going to get Michael B. Jordan, dude.
Yes!
It has to be. It has to be. Why set him up in What If What If is going to connect this much? He's going to be on that council.
And do you know where the Illuminati is based in the Marvel Universe?
No clue.
Wakanda.
Oh, come on now. Spell it out for us. Spell it out for us.
Wakanda.
Oh, wait. Do we get Michael B. Jordan or do we get Shuri? Because
I think we get, because am I incorrect in remembering that Michael B. Jordan, he did his lines in What If?
yeah,
They didn't do Shuri.
yeah.
They picked Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan for a reason. Why?
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. He was the voice actor for.
Right.
Killmonger.
I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch did his in the movie, obviously. Alternate universe in the movie. Haley Atwell did hers. We've speculated now that she's in there. You know, Chadwick did his. Obviously, he can't anymore because of his passing. I'm sure he would have been in some way. But they did Killmonger. Why? Why else do it? He's dead. So why else?
Yep.
Why else? Season 2 of What If? Why else?
Why not?
Hey, I like that one though. I like that. I mean, that does give us. I mean, other than Defender Strange, and Defender Strange doesn't necessarily have to be good. He could just be a very controlling character, just like Superior Iron Man is, where that entire council is what we perceive to be evil guys.
Yeah, and they're not evil in their own timeline, too. Like, they're just trying to do what they think is best. The other one he didn't mention, too, because I know they're not on the council, but was built up in What If, and then, we'll go to your point, too, but Ultron, right? We saw the robots carrying in Strange and walking them in, or whether they're Iron Man bots or they Ultron bots. Maybe this Ultron is working with humans to do something. It's alternate universe. It could be anything, man.
Yeah. So, since it's alternate universe, I mean, what are the chances Captain Carter's on the council? Like, we're gonna see her in this movie. Her shield's there. You don't tease the shield and not bring it in.
I think we'll see her, but I don't think she's ever been on the Illuminati Council, so I don't think she'll be there. But
Now,
she'll have some kind of role in the movie.
now, excuse me while I put on my tinfoil hat.
Uh-oh.
It's a little crooked. Can you adjust it real quick?
Hang on.
That's better. There you go.
Okay, cool. Now, hear me out. Ben said it earlier. Origin stories are a lot different in the MCU than in the comics. We might not have had Captain Carter on the Illuminati in the comics, but she's already gone between multiverses or universes, and she initially went through a portal slaying that tentacle monster. And I'm going to transition to it now, but in the hallway of wherever Strange is walking into, you get the 4 statues, the same way that Kang's little chamber was set
TVA.
up at the TVA. And then you get this warrior going through a circle with a sword. Last time we saw Captain Carter, or the first time we saw Captain Carter go through a portal, she had a shield in one hand, sword in another. So I'm just saying, I could see it happen. The clues are there.
That would be wild. Look, see, my thing is, and I won't elaborate too much on it. Are they just gonna go full what if in Doctor Strange 2? Or are they gonna go based on what the majority of people have seen in the MCU movies? Because I don't think everybody, like, they don't have the same audience, I would think. Like, everybody went to the movies and saw the MCU movies. And everybody knows from Iron Man to Endgame, what was it, 20, 22 movies that happened?
Yep.
I don't think the same amount of people have seen What If. So would they just go full What If storyline in this movie? Or are they going to stick to the script of the Marvel
they have the
movie?
numbers to show that, though.
I think that, yes, they've trained us. Think about what Marvel's done so far. They've trained us to, you have to go see these other 25 movies, whatever we're up to now, in order to understand what's going on. And Adrian has this later, so we'll talk about like kind of required reading for this movie. Because it's not all of them, no. But Marvel has trained us to watch all these movies. They've trained us to sit through the credits for sometimes the stupidest 2-second clip of something. Right? And it's funny, and I'll do it, and I still do it. I do that in other movies now. They're training us now because of the way the Disney economy is set up for themselves. They're going to train you to watch the shows. And if you don't watch the shows, you're going to be behind. You better do the homework and get your Disney Plus subscription, because that's how they're going to make their money.
Yep.
They learned that in the pandemic. People are going to be home. They're going to watch stuff. People are always looking for content. Why not stay here and watch some Marvel stuff? Watch some Star Wars stuff. Plop your kids down in front of Mickey Mouse. They're going to make you watch the shows because they would not have shown, even if we get nothing else, you have to watch at least one episode of What If. And it's episode 3, I think, right? It's not even the first one.
Yeah.
To get to this Doctor Strange. And maybe they'll explain it. They always give you enough. You have to watch all of WandaVision. Why the hell is she in this movie? I don't know. Watch WandaVision. Now on Disney Plus. They're going to train you to watch these shows. This is going to be the first one that's really going to lean heavily into it.
It's episode 5 of What If. But we know. Well, tomato.
I'm just saying, it's not the first one. It's deep in the run. So you can't just plop it on and be like, first episode, I'm done. No, you got to watch them, or you got to dig around and find it. So that was more my point. But thank you for the correction.
But with Disney, would they, like, you have to know, I'm pretty sure they know that more people have seen the movies than they have seen the shows. So I figure if they're going to go that route, you should definitely give the people a heads up of what they need to see before they put this movie out. And the movie comes out in May.
Yeah, I think they did that, though. I think they purposefully put some, like, breadcrumbs in here to make you like people that aren't sure what's going on. They're gonna ask their friends, "What the hell was that?" They're gonna go online and be like, "Can someone break this down for me?" Which is when they, subscribe to the Dug In podcast where we break everything down for you here live. Post the comments in the chat.
Absolutely.
All right.
Great plug.
Like and subscribe.
But I also think too. They're. I'm kind of scrolling through their Twitter anyway, just to kind of see like what they've posted, and it's a lot of like Eternal stuff because I guess they're still kind of pushing that on Disney Plus and the Blu-ray release. But I think also part of it is they're pushing Moon Knight right now. Maybe after that cools off and we're back off of that and we're getting to Star Wars because I think Bad Batch comes out in May and stuff like that, and there's not a new Marvel show. That's when that ad campaign wraps up. Hey, you want to know what's going on? Check out WandaVision again. You haven't watched it yet? Watch it again. Stream it again. Stay on Disney Plus. Please stay on Disney Plus. Don't ever leave Disney Plus. Oh, What If? Check out episode 5 of What If. You don't got to watch them all. Watch this one. You know what I mean? I think we'll get deeper to that when we get closer. Because WandaVision was what, 6 episodes or 8? How much was it?
Six.
I think it was 6. That's off the top of my head. It could have
So
been
it's
8.
but it's under 6 hours because not all of them were an hour long. You're talking about a couple 30-minute episodes of What If, because I think the top one topped out at like 45 minutes, maybe. I don't even think they were that long. So we're not talking about a ton of runtime to invest in this. You're watching 2 movies, pretty much, 3 movies before coming into a movie, which you do anyway. I've rewatched a bunch. I know I'm not their standard fan. I'm a little bit more intense, obviously, talking about it on a Friday night with 2 other people who are way more into it than I am even. But,
Okay. We got some fact checking here. All right. WandaVision was 9 episodes.
Was it really?
Yeah, I thought it was only
Wow.
6. But yes, 9 episodes. And
right.
and What If was a total of 9 episodes.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if you have to watch all of them if they're, well, I don't know, maybe, who knows, maybe you do.
Here are the ones you have to watch. Episode 1, Captain Carter. If Michael B. Jordan is showing in this, you got to watch episode 2 to see what T'Challa is actually doing. Episode
We don't
3,
know that yet because we don't know if Michael B. Jordan is going to be in Doctor Strange. Too.
Right.
That's a guess from me. I don't necessarily know.
Yeah.
Episode 3 is the one with Nick Fury getting killed by Pym. They don't need to see that. Episode 4 is Doctor Strange. So episode 4 is the one that they need to watch for sure. Episode 5 is the zombies. And we already saw that.
They got to watch that too.
And then episode 6 is Killmonger. So if he's in this movie, if they come out with another trailer and they show the suit, you got to watch those two.
Even if that was, like, again, that's a guess from some of us too, but I don't think you would. I think that's going to be explained enough that it's clearly an alternate universe version of him. He clearly took over. Is it helpful? Sure. Do you need it? Not like the other ones. Captain Carter, same way too. I can figure out what's going on. She has a big shield on with a flag with the Union Jack on it. I get it. Like, if you want to watch these, those are good.
The only
But
thing that they need to watch for absolute sure is going to be WandaVision and probably Loki.
And
I think episode 4 of What If helps too.
Yeah, episode 4.
Yeah, the zombie episode of What If. They have to watch WandaVision all the way through. They're probably going to have to watch Loki. We didn't see anything about Loki in the trailer, but Loki has everything to do with the multiverse.
Yeah, I would be surprised too. No, I think what we're saying episode 4 is the evil Strange, where he keeps the time loop going to try and save Christine when he saves himself. That not the zombie. That's a different one than the zombie one. I think the zombie one you can even probably get away with not watching. You get it.
Yeah,
Marvel Zombies was a big enough club too.
I think they can even omit that because if they want to, they can literally focus everything on being Doctor Strange, messing with the multiverse and Spider-Man. Like, if they want to keep the MCU movies, that's the only one you need to see. Like, if they're going to bring in the multiverse with the Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Strange, then you have to watch What If. To which it looks like they are in the previews. So, I mean, you have to watch.
They definitely are. That was him for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to watch WandaVision. all of what is it? Far From Home, No Way Home, No Way
No
Home,
Way Home.
all of WandaVision, No Way Home, maybe 2 episodes of What If.
Yeah.
That's a lot of TV show though. That's what I'm saying.
I
You
think
went from saying they don't make us watch anything to you got to watch 2 full TV shows and then maybe at least 1 episode of a cartoon.
he's
Like
dug
they're
in.
gonna
I
make
mean,
you do it.
if you want to say so, go back and we'll go back to that. You can skip the first 5 episodes and get to the last 4, so where the kids are introduced, right? So 4 episodes of WandaVision. If you want to skip all of that,
I'm just saying
what
it's
if
not
you have to
nothing
watch
though.
2 episodes and then No Way Home, you watch that whole movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first 2 episodes of WandaVision, I didn't know what was going on. Like I'm
No,
like,
not at
what?
all.
Like, what is this? This show sucks. And then 3 through 9 is like, oh my goodness.
Well, the end of 2, the end of 1, you kind of get
I
something
had
that's
I had a
going on
much
here.
different take on 1 and 2. I was
Yeah.
way into it because I was excited to see
I
what they were
hated it.
doing with that. I know you didn't.
hated the first
I
2
loved
episodes.
it. I
I'm like,
loved it.
what is this Andy Griffith Sugar Honey Iced Tea that they're putting on?
First of
That
all,
they put on
it was Dick Van Dyke. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Tomato.
So here's my thing. All right, and I would post it.
Style.
And we can. I think the stream just crashed and came back. Welcome back to the show. But I think
Willie
that
Willie Strange.
Oh my God! It was Agatha.
names.
He's controlling Willie.
So I think that we could say, watch WandaVision, get an understanding of what she went through.
Where's her headspace?
Right. Watch Loki. How
100%.
did the multiverse get broken additionally to No Way Home? And
Has to.
Yep.
and what else did Strange do? He almost wrecked it in another way. Messing with the timelines. Oh, the end of Doctor Strange 1.
Yeah, I was the
With
same. You
Dormammu.
should have Doctor Strange in there for sure, just to get a refresh on the characters. I'll probably be rewatching that anyway. I love that movie regardless, so
And
that'll
then
definitely be on the rotation.
And then What If? And I say watch all of What If so you can get an understanding of how many different things can happen. And especially because people are thinking that the Watcher is going to be in this film also.
Yeah. I was going to mention that earlier too. We haven't even talked about Uatu. Like, is he jumping in? Like, they got a big voice for him to maybe not be in these movies, or like, is he just going to pop up in this? People thought he was going to happen in No Way Home. Is he just going to pop up in the sky, just chilling for a second? Where was he in Eternals? Damn it! Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. So I
Well, he
think
got his ass whooped so bad in the What If.
yeah, he got worked by who I think will be on the council. This is my final guess. Prime Ultron.
Ultron will not be on the council. I can promise you that.
I think
Ooh, it sounds like we got our first dug-in bet right here because Adrian and I said Ultron earlier too because of the robots, but it sounds like, Will, are we putting money down on this one?
oh
I am dug in. Ultron will not be on the council.
oh boy.
Dug in on that.
All right. we'll
Reddit.
handle that.
Set a reminder for May 25th.
You can keep up to date on Twitter on that one. It's gonna be a good one. Well, how much we talking? 50? A honey? A stat?
I am dug in.
Oh boy.
On whatever you want to bet.
Okay, well, a McDonald's meal then, because I don't think he's that confident. All these theories we threw out tonight. There's no way you could say Ultron's not showing up. And for
That would be
You got to hit on one of
the
them.
biggest plot twist of all time. There is no precedent for Ultron to be on any council in any Marvel thing.
oh yeah, see, and that's what Feige knows. Feige knows. Okay, Feige is. He has to be okay. Here's my thing. He's in such control of Marvel that Disney has to look at him as the man to go to tie up loose ends and get everything back on track where it makes them money. I wouldn't doubt that the Star Wars Lucasfilm went out, got Dave Filoni, got Jon Favreau, and then referenced them to Feige. He knows what he's doing.
I don't even know if they did that. It's just they used that model because this guy got 3 studios together to build a Marvel movie to build an Avengers movie, before they even got sold to Disney. That was Paramount, Universal, and I forget the third one. There's another one in there
Sony,
too, right?
Right?
No, not yet. Not at that point. But I think it was just Paramount and Universal because Paramount had Iron Man and Cap and maybe Thor too. And then you also had Universal has the Hulk. But they just copied that plan. And it took them long enough because that's why you see the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. Sorry, Will, we're going to bore you to sleep for a minute here. But that's why you see the sequel trilogy. That's why you see it. No, just stay because we're going to crap on Star Wars. This is your favorite part. That's why the sequel trilogy fails. They didn't have that overarching story. And say what you will, you can kind of crap on the MCU for being a popcorn flick, for being a blockbuster, but it has more substance from what we've seen than Star Wars, than what we've seen of DC, because you have this vision and a guy who knows how to get people in the director chair to follow that vision.
Absolutely. When you have a clear story arc for that many characters, where you make it meaningful and impactful after all those movies, you have to give him credit. You have to give credit where credit's due. And he did a great job pulling all the strings, getting it together. Hell, they even got Spider-Man to come on board when Sony was like, no, we're not. No, stop it. And then he flashed a check and he was like, okay, when? We need Tom Holland. Huh?
Just imagine comparing Star Wars to the MCU. Yeah. That's a whole nother podcast in itself.
I didn't do it favorably. I said that's what not to do.
I can't believe y'all even brought that up in this session.
My God.
I'm disgusted.
You know, how much was Marvel bought for back then?
Fact checkers on it. Hold on. I forget the number. Few billion.
Marvel was damn near bank before Iron Man.
Yeah, I thought it was like $1 billion or $2 billion.
No, it was a lot because the movies propelled them. Will's right, though. They were almost done. That's why all these studios have, like, random agreements. That's why, like, Universal Studios Orlando has the Marvel characters because they were just selling it to anybody walking around on the street. Like, you could give Stan Lee $1. He'd give you the movie rights to, like, Daredevil or some shit. So,
yeah. I'm just saying, like, you know, Star Wars was for sure bought for $4 billion, I think.
Marvel was 4.
Star Wars stinks. Let's get that out the way.
You'll come around, Will. One day.
Both of them were $4 billion, but you got to think Lucasfilm also brings other stuff along with it that's not Star Wars. There's other licensing rights. You get ILM because I think that's part of it too. I don't think they were spun off as separate. You got LucasArts, although I think Disney closed them pretty quickly. Like there was other stuff. Marvel's literally just the comics and the movie character rights.
Let's sell this Princess Leia doll in Walmart that has on slave clothes. Let's do that.
It sold like hotcakes. What you talking about?
I'm dug in.
Even you said episode 5 was good. Episode 4 or 5 was good.
Whoa.
You said that.
Prove it. I've already scrubbed those telegrams.
Oh, no. If you know me, I keep my receipts, homie. So
delete for me and other user. That was good.
Yeah. No, I think that you guys are right. Like, you're going to have to watch some of these shows. You're going to have to watch these movies to stay up to date on what is now becoming entertainment news, film and entertainment, social entertainment. Like, people are going to be talking about it after it drops, just like Spider-Man. People were all over it. Middle of the pandemic still, and it almost gets a bill in the theater? Come on. People are going to go see it.
Spider-Man was so hyped, though. And that's a testament to Tom Holland. He did so well with Spider-Man, and the first 2 movies were so good. Like, even if you've never seen a Spider-Man movie in your life, the stuff that they put out before this movie came out was so good. Like you had to go see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 2 billion almost worldwide, 1.8.
Yeah.
But on top of that too, Spider-Man just sells anyway. Yeah,
Yeah,
every
that's
single
why
one of
Sony
those
won't
movies.
let go of that property.
No, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the craziest stats I ever heard too was when you combine the sales for merchandise of I don't know if this is still true. It was back in the day, but if Superman and Batman, if you combine the two of them together, it's still number two to Spider-Man alone. That character just sells. That's what it is. And it was a great movie. I love the movie. I love Tom Holland. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to denounce that at all. But that movie was going to bring in money. It's crazy it did it in the middle of a spike in the pandemic, maybe caused the spike in the pandemic at this point, Spider-Cron. But, you know,
Spider-Cron, flawless execution.
All right.
thank you.
La-
I learned from
last,
the best.
last thing I'm going to mention here. What are the chances that we get a Miles Morales in the multiverse Doctor Strange movie? Live action or animated, since we're going animated into this. Just a glimpse.
Zero. No way. No way.
Zero. I'll tell you why right now. There's a reason we're getting zero. Well, there's two reasons. First is he would have been in No Way Home. They're going to save it for the live action one if we don't get that in a Spider-Man movie. Come on, man. On top of that, October 7th, 2022 is why we're not getting it yet. That
Because
is
of
Spider-Verse
part one?
part. Yep, Across the Spider-Verse part 1. They're not touching it. That's Sony's thing. Let them have it for now. The first movie's great. Probably one of the best superhero movies ever made is the first Spider-Verse. Let him have it. You don't need to be in this movie. Not yet. We'll get there. We don't need it yet. Again, let's slow our roll. These characters
is
can
true.
come later, man.
I can't even follow that up because that is exactly the reason why.
And with that, we are dug in. All right. Thank
Dug
you
in.
guys for joining the show, bearing with us for an hour and a half. It was fun. This is one of the most hyped trailers that we've seen in a while. A lot of speculation, a lot of theories, a lot of just stuff out there. So our next review will probably be for the Batman. We will probably go watch that opening weekend and we'll come back with a review.
Where is he?
So subscribe, like the video, stay tuned. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on our social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, @DugInPod. I'm your host, Adrian Lewis. I'm with Ben Weingart and William Maxwell, a.k.a. whatever.
AKA Duggan Wayne, AKA Duggan Maximoff, AKA Duggan Sprain, AKA Duggan Parker.
He's just going to keep going, guys. Hey, it's been fun.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Duggan Mom, I've come to bargain.